at the SaaS community channel where we learn from each other about building SaaS. Today I'm excited to announce I'm starting a new series and I'm going to call it SaaS-y Reviews. You get the pun? Awesome. And the idea in the series is that every video in the series we're going to look at a different SaaS application and look into its user experience, and especially the SaaS features that are common to a lot of SaaS applications, and figure out what makes this part of the experience fun and delightful and amazing, and what adds friction, makes it less awesome than it should be, and would possibly cost you users if you were to do it in your own application. And we hope that by examining other people's SaaS products, we can learn general lessons that we can use when we're building SaaS products to make our own products better. So I hope you're as excited as I am to look into other people's SaaS products. And to kick off the series, I want to look into the sign-up experience of GitHub. Why? Because every single SaaS application in the world needs to have sign-up. Not completely true, because some SaaS applications are not self-serve. You actually have to call salesperson, they will sign you up, and only then you can log in. But a lot of SaaS applications include sign up. So I still feel like there is something good to learn from looking into what is a great sign up experience. Now, why GitHub? Well, there are very few developers who are not familiar with GitHub, and most developers who use GitHub actually also like it a lot. So most of the GitHub user experience is actually really good. But I bet that very, very few of you can even remember when you signed up for GitHub. Like, was it 2008, 2010? Like, it looks like ages ago. And we definitely don't know what the sign-up experience is like today. We don't remember what it was back then. So it's kind of interesting. Is it actually a good sign-up experience? Does the Git sign-up match the experience of the rest of GitHub? Or maybe they're so big and popular that they got lazy and it's actually a crappy experience. So without further ado, let's go and look into GitHub. So here I am on the GitHub front page. It's been ages. It took me a while to figure out just how to sign up to be honest. And you can see that it's a very traditional front page, right? You can see that, okay, sign up is front and center. They clearly don't assume that everyone in the world already has an account. There's also sign in and sign up on the upper right side where they normally belong. Now, let me type in my email in order to start. And I seriously hope that my video editor lets me fuzz the address, because this is not the address that the rest of the world knows about. So I click sign up. And this is really cute. It's kind of like a text adventure kind of experience. It looks like someone is typing, and it actually says, let's begin the adventure. And it's pre-filled with my email, which is fantastic because I just typed it, and if it would have landed me on a blank page, I would have been pissed. So let's continue, and I have to create passwords. Let me create something a bit silly because I don't plan to use it a lot. Okay, and it seems that I have a great password, which is fantastic. And now I need a username, and you know, I haven't picked a Git username in ages. Let's go I wonder if it will let me use a name that long, but why not? Okay, I didn't read the error message. Username may only contain alphanumeric characters or single hyphens and cannot begin or end with a hyphen. Okay, it doesn't like my underscores, clearly. Okay, and it says it's available, which is nice. And I always like it when applications kind of do lookups really fast and smooth in the background while I'm typing, or immediately like after I'm done, but I don't have to click on anything. I don't have to click continue and it will tell me, oh, you got the username wrong. It tells me that I picked one that I can actually continue with, which is great. Would you like to receive product updates and announcements via email? This, I guess, this is kind of the text equivalent of the little checkbox that every sign-up page has. I kind of like it. I like how it's kind of reveals itself step by step. I like the textual feel to it. It is fairly sweet kind of experience for a developer, I have to say. So no, I don't actually want product announcements. And now I have to verify my account and I have to solve a puzzle. And I like this, they call it a puzzle because I think it's a CAPTCHA. Yep, absolutely a CAPTCHA. Pick spiral galaxies. Oh, and it actually tells me that I'll have to pick 3 of them, which is pretty cool. This one looks spiral and 1 more to go. Oh, it's actually okay. That was a bit misleading. I saw that the little dots were for progress, but I did 1, I did 2, and then there was another black, I'm pretty sure there was another blank line. Good thing it's on video. I'll check it later. So I passed the Are You a Human test and I can create account. And now I need to go check my email for code. So this is one of those things that are interesting. Oh, I have this save password thing. Yeah, sure, why not? It's not like I'm going to remember it. And yeah, okay. So I save a password, but it wants me to fill in a code. Note that if you do it on your own app, this can be a bit dangerous. Like, I get why you want to validate, but that the email is real. But it also, this is like a step at which you can lose a person, because a lot of us are busy and we have like a very scary mailbox, and once we start looking in our mailbox we may never come back. So obviously if it's GitHub you would come back, but if it's an application that is a bit more optional in life, people may not come back. So if you should think hard whether you need people to actually do this validation before they started using your app, or if you can promote them to validate their email after they're already in the app. I think this is fairly important, but I'm going to go check my email for the code. The nice thing is that I'm still on the login kind of flow. I've seen applications where at this point it will just basically throw me back out and I would have to go to my email and continue the sign up from there. I click something on my email to continue the process, and that's also less good experience because I kind of lose my place and I may no longer even remember why I signed up. Anyway, now that I have this, let me go and check my email. Again, I really hope that my video editor will let me fuzz some stuff on my email. Okay, here is the Git launch code. And okay, it lets me continue from here. It still has the nice kind of text adventure feel. You can see how it's cutely pixelated. And it lets me open GitHub from here in case I actually closed the previous window. But since I didn't, I wonder if I can copy paste it because it showed those boxes, but here it is kind of like as a single text. So yeah, can you see the boxes? I'm wondering if it'll be clear in the video. But you can see that once I pasted, I didn't even have to click enter. It immediately got everything. This is pretty cool. So welcome to GitHub, and they are glad I'm here. That's nice. And I like that they show off that they're a community website, so you can see that there's conversations there. And then it's asking me how many team members will be working with you. So this part of the sign up, it's usually about getting more information about me, and it can serve the purpose of kind of customizing the landing page, but it also gives them a bunch of information for segmentation, like understanding, am I a small business, a large business? You can see student or teacher. Those are things that GitHub can use to learn who are the kind of people who are signing up for GitHub. And you can see that they give me an option to skip this if I want, like if I really, really insist, but they are not, how can I say it? They don't really draw a lot of attention to this option. So I have to slightly look for it. in this case, I'm actually curious what questions what do they want to learn about me? So team members, well, right now it's just me, right? And I'm not really a student or a teacher. Maybe I am a teacher because I'm teaching you stuff right now, right? Let's continue. And then what features are you interested in using? And this is like, this is the important bit for them, right? Like, you know that there are somewhere in the background a lot of dashboards and PMs pouring over. Do people want a feature? How can we enhance it? What works? What doesn't work? She said she wants this feature, but then she didn't use it. Can we upsell in some way? So what am I interested in? Obviously collaborative coding. That's why we're all here, right? And then automation and CI/CD. I heard good things about GitHub packages. Security, this is not my main GitHub account, so meh, who cares? Client apps, I have no clue what even. Project management, definitely not. Team administration, I assume I'll have to do it anyway. That's not that interesting. Community, I'm not even sure. So let's go with that. And the upsell. Someone probably fought long and hard to have this. It's maybe in A/B testing. Like if I sign up again, this may or may not be here. There would definitely, this kind of thing sometimes adds friction. It can convert, it can annoy users, it can scare them into thinking that it's not for them. And you can see that they recommend the stuff that costs money, but not a lot of money. If I have chosen that they have a larger team, they would have probably had like this big enterprise box on the side, as that is more expensive. So it's kind of cool that they use the information that I gave them to figure out exactly what to sell me. And even though they have a lot of options, how to show me just to choose between and recommend the ones that they want. And obviously all the benefits, and you can see that here they have nice colors. Here it looks slightly boring, but you know what? I know that I can upgrade later. And like, how many people really start with the paid account, really? So they may find out from their statistics that absolutely nobody starts with a paid account and remove this page at some point. I'm a bit curious if it will be here in a few months. Ooh! Okay, that was unexpected, but pretty cool. I guess it's also a way to save time without annoying the user, and you can see that it's initializing the dashboard. So where do I land? This is really important. If you design a sign-up experience, landing the users in a really good place at the end is so important, because this is the start of the real experience with the application, right? Until now, it's just stuff they had to get through, and you wanted them to get through it with no problems. You wanted to get the right signal and how to sell them and all those nice metrics that you can then analyze and understand what is working and not working in your sign-up and what kind of users do you have. But this is really where they start experiencing an application. So what do I see here? Well, this is basically utility, pull requests, etc. This is the place where they're encouraging me to get started. They say, how do I get started? Well, a good first step is to create my first project. And they give two options: create repository or import repository, which is exactly how people get started. And then they say, okay, when you do stuff, you will also see them over here. But right now you have nothing, which is also always nice to explain why you see or don't see stuff. And then if I'm not ready to create my project, it will show me how to use it, and they'll give me an hello world project. I'm wondering why they want me to learn Git and GitHub without any code. Like, is there a use case for GitHub for people who don't code? I guess documentation, right? Oh, and GitHub pages. So there is some use case for that, and they're clearly, they don't know. They didn't ask me when I signed up whether I can code or not. So I guess they don't know, but they explained that I could read a guide or start a project without knowing how to code. And then over here, this is usually where they show me the activity of people that I follow. So right now they have nothing to show me because I don't have any people that I follow, but they explain how to start interacting with people, right? How do I introduce myself, right? Because GitHub is not a usual community where it's not Slack. You don't drop into a channel and start talking to people. So they explain how to introduce myself, I have to start a repository, in this case with my name, and kind of introduce, and they give me a really nice template. I bet that if I click continue, it will actually start the code editor experience. We'll check that. And then like if I'm not the type to get social, it actually lets me dismiss it. I wonder what I would see, because when I signed up, I said that I'm interested in collaboration. So this is definitely like a collaboration getting started. I'm wondering if they would have this front and center if I said I'm not interested in collaboration, and if not, what else would they put here, because their front page is always very much about the projects you follow and what activities happened on those projects. And then they also say, because I know that this news feed is all about me following people, like it's almost like Facebook for coders. I never thought of GitHub as Facebook for coders. I now realize that even though I was part of development communities, I guess I was always slightly antisocial. I always went straight to the pull request, do some reviews, commit some stuff. I never really tried to, I don't know, look at the feed to see what other people are doing. But clearly they're trying to be Facebook for coders. And they explain how I can follow and people, how to start projects, and they let me explore. I'm wondering what I want to do, introduce myself or explore GitHub. Hard choices. Let me try explore GitHub, because they dismiss this up there, tell me that if I come back, I will still have the ability to introduce myself, and I'm curious, what does this show me? Oh, so I shared some interest when I signed up, so it kind of tells me what am I likely to like. It's funny, it didn't ask me about programming languages at all. How did it even get, what is modern online judge? Oh, it's about solving problems. I think it believes, because I did not have a GitHub account in 2022, I think it's imagining that I'm a newbie, so it's kind of trying to find good coding newbie places. And then I think those are just random features and not really a repositories. Oh, and then I can kind of like more topics. They definitely got me wrong, because the only project here that I recognize is Vercel, and maybe next time I'll do a review of Vercel, because I kind of like their experience as well. But yeah, basically this is the only thing I recognize here, so I'm not sure. They even got maybe my geographical location wrong. Okay, clearly something in the personalization went sideways. Like the name means nothing to me, the projects are not very interesting, I didn't really star any topics yet. This is not working. Maybe I should try trending and see. Oh, it actually had trending on the side. Oh, filter by spoken language. Okay, clearly I am English speaker, but now I'm curious if they have Hebrew projects, because I'm also Hebrew speaker. No. Okay, let's move to English. Okay, clearly I'm also a bit of a boomer, because I honestly don't even recognize the exploit, which I probably should. So this one looks interesting just because it's an exploit, so I would probably click on that. And then Rust is a bit interesting, but I've kind of already learned Rust. On the other hand, I like writing guides, so I may look at this for inspiration. GitHub Actions virtual environments is kind of interesting. Out of the command line is kind of interesting. So they have some stuff that check style I like a lot. They have some stuff that is relevant. So I don't feel that much of an outlier anymore. And I'm wondering if I'll see any ones that I recognize, but nope, not at all. No idea who these people are. Sorry. Okay, so I said that maybe if I go back, I'll be able to create my own. Yeah, so I'm curious if I click on continue, will it land me in a text editor for my README? So let's click, and I'm wondering where I will actually go. Oh yeah. See, this is a great experience. It's like those little things, right? Because I had some expectation, but my expectation was kind of like sky high because this would be like the best case scenario. It didn't bother guiding me through, you know how in a lot of websites it kind of like click here, click there, and it's not bad. You learn stuff about the project that way. You may even learn better because it kind of teaches you how to find stuff. But here's actually not about teaching me. It's about getting me to introduce myself. So this is really, really awesome. I love that. So I will finish with this awesome bit because clearly I signed up and I kind of got to explore their onboarding and see what worked for me, what didn't. I hope you guys learned something really cool by watching me do something that I 100% bet you would never ever do yourself. And who knows, you may have found some amazing ideas that you want to try in your own product. So if you found good ideas for your own product, please comment on this video so I'll know that those explorations are useful, and say, hey, I really enjoyed seeing how GitHub did X and Y. I'm totally going to steal Y for my own product. And you can plug in your own product, you know, we don't mind. And we would like to see how the same features that GitHub did, how would it look for your own product. And another thing, very important, I don't mind doing this, hey, I'm exploring the experience of a product on your product. And I would actually like you to join me. So we'll set up a time and we'll do a Zoom video and I will go over your product and then I'll ask you questions. Why did you do things this way? Why did you do things the other way? What do you think works here? Why doesn't it work for me? What did you expect? And people will have a good conversation. You will get feedback on your product, at least from me. I don't know if I'm even your typical user. And people will be able to learn from our conversation how you thought about your user experience and how it looks to us. And you'll obviously be able to get feedback in the comments where people say what looks good and not good for them. So it looks like fun. If you're interested in joining me, I'll leave instructions on how to go about doing it in the video description. Thank you so much and have a lovely rest of the week.